McLean.
Don't make it because I'm out of the
Yes.
Okay, there's a great big smile.
It is
You
an honor to meet you, ma'am.
before.
Yes, ma'am. It is an honor to
I've
meet you.
seen you before.
You've seen me before.
Yes.
wow.
Have you been here before?
This is my first time in Long Island, but I'm so honored to meet you, and I can't wait to
Hi,
talk
Mary.
to you.
Hi. Thank you. The honor goes
What's
double.
that?
Yeah, that's
Because Frank couldn't tell me that ain't Mary.
It's much as he has to talk to you about.
He said, no, it's
This is
not.
the wonderful Mother
why I said
McLean
it,
celebrating 105 years of life.
Is someone who eyes?
How about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And I'll run you around the building.
Yes, ma'am. We have much we want. We can't wait to hear you play the piano and just talk with you about everything.
I'm not a musician.
Yes.
I just make noise.
Yes. I got no idea. Yes, ma'am. All right. Absolutely. So we're getting ready. I'm gonna put my coat on right now. Thank you, Josh.
No problem.
We're getting ready to interview Mother McLean. I'm here at the AME Church here in Grace AME Church, established in 1919. Here. Where am I, Josh? I know it's Long Island, but
Patchogue.
Patchogue. Okay. So Mother McLean, as you know, we're here to celebrate her. She is celebrating 105 years of life. It's August 3rd. And she was born in 1920 in Shenandoah Valley in Virginia. So it's so much to share with you. I'm gonna put my coat on. Celebrating a century of life, God's hand over your life. Go ahead, you guys start.
Okay.
And this is really just about you sharing your story. You telling us whatever you want us to know. I have questions. All right,
You can ask the
amazing
questions,
things.
and I answer as best I can.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Okay.
think that's, and a little bit louder because I cheated. Had asked me if I put my hearing aid on. We were halfway down the road and I said yes, and it was home on the dresser.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So the first thing I want to remark on, Mother, is that you have a cane at 104, but the cane's over there, right? You are walking. You are in your, how?
I get along very well. Slowly, yes. Up and down stairs, I'm very careful. I've never fallen yet, but I never know when the day is coming. I ask the Lord for protection every day.
Yes.
But going up and down the stairs, I do go slowly because my right knee talks back to me sometimes.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And I can't quite reach down to give it a laugh, so I just have to grin and bear it.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna
But
grab this thing
anyway.
right there, Josh. Hold on, I want to grab the word. All right, Mother. So, Mother, tell me, what has been the most impactful scripture for you? What scripture have you continuously gone to throughout
What is
your
the
life?
scripture that I continually am asked or I ask? Scripture that I'm referring to. Okay.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Well, I can't say any particular one. I can say, train up a child in the way he shall go. When he's old, he'll not depart from it. Because if I followed what I was trained, the life I was trained to live, then it'll be a better world. Because my parents were both ordered, as my mother said, when she took me to church, one of the sisters said, now you take her back home, and then when she's about so many weeks old, you can bring her back to church. In other words, she's too young to come now.
About you, they said.
So, in other words, she came prepared for an on start. Nevertheless, I've gotten along well in church. I would say when I first went off to school, I didn't hear him say it, but I guess I was kind of low in spirit one day, and the matron at the YW said to me, now, your daddy said, if you got down, start crying, want to come home or anything, give her the Bible and show where the church was. So that's what I've said from time. I mean, I was trained to follow the scripture, to live a life that the scriptures mandate that we do.
So you were introduced to the Lord when you were a baby. You were a baby when you were introduced to the Lord.
I can say that I felt tell tales sometime because I got halfway down the road this morning and the driver, Ms. Durham, said, now you got your hearing aid and all. Yes. Put the fresh batteries and everything in it and got put it back in my ear.
You put it back. Well, you're hearing just perfectly, Mother. So
well, I can kind of watch if I'm watch what you're saying. I don't lip read, but I can follow you very closely when I'm looking at you and you're talking. Yeah. But anyway, that is my own fault that I sometimes make big boo-boos. So,
so tell me, I have so many questions I want to ask you. You know, so you're introduced. So you're born. When were you born?
what was that?
When were you born and where?
I was born August the 3rd,
Okay.
1920,
1920.
in
Okay.
the state of Virginia.
Okay. What was it like? 1920. I mean, you may not. What's your earliest memory? Can I ask you that? How old were you?
How old am I?
No, how old were you for your first memory? The first thing you can remember.
First thing that I can remember,
Yes, ma'am.
the first thing I can remember is when one of the deacons said, I just kept singing. In other words, you're a child, you sit down until you are converted, then you can sing and whatnot in the church. But big me, I started singing and they didn't want to sing with me. They didn't have to. I was singing to the Lord, I just kept singing.
And how old were you, Mother?
How old was I?
At the time, yes, ma'am.
I don't know how old I was. I'll be perfectly honest. But I know I was very, very young.
Very young. Wow.
So young that if my mother or father told me to hush, I knew to hush. And if they said hush and I was kind of casual about it, I kept going. So,
Okay, I got it. So you knew even then.
but I was taught to be obedient, obey my parents. I was, as I said, raised in the Sunday school. I've been to the church, baptized in the creek or the river across the street. Came out and went out to the neighbor's house that we always used, I would say, and we put on, draped in white, went down to the riverbank. The owners had blocked the cows on stop off the creek so they couldn't get into the water for a couple of days.
Okay.
And then Daddy and all went down and then dammed the water up so that, and they put on boots that came up to waist, and made sure that they were in the water in case anybody, strangled or anything went wrong, that they were there for emergency. And I was baptized out in the stream that went down the field in front of our church. Church had, I guess, 1 to 4 infants there. Yeah, 4 different ways, because the roads crossed, and then one took off at that creek right in front of our church, and I was baptized in the stream that came down there. But we didn't have the fancy pools and things you have in church now.
Yeah.
You went out and were baptized in the water.
And thank you. Oh wow. So mother, how was it like when you, so let's go back to let's say it's 1925, you're 5 years old. What was it like? Did you live you were living in Virginia, right? You lived in Virginia. You were born in Virginia.
In Virginia.
Yes, ma'am. What was your childhood home like? Did you have siblings, brothers and sisters? Did you live in the farm?
I'm the oldest of 8 children.
Wow, okay.
The Lord has taken all except my baby brother and I.
Okay. Your baby brother?
And I.
How
the
old?
Oldest and the youngest.
Oh, he's the youngest.
He's the youngest. My baby brother's the youngest. All in between are gone.
Wow.
The Lord has taken them. So, they all will be here next week. So if you be here next week and I'll out to my house,
Yes.
don't ask me what we're doing. They are doing half of it,
Yes, ma'am.
and half of they're doing there and bringing here. But whatever, I gave in. I tried to kind of keep meddling into it. And it's either grandma or will you stay out of this or something. And nicely they said it. Because if it was unkind, I would give my. But nevertheless, all is well. So I expect next week, I guess, the celebration, like although for my 100th birthday, I did, they had a nice celebration for me. This is my 105th.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, that's a couple of days older than the other.
Yes, ma'am.
So, they're all planning to come.
Oh, that's going to be wonderful.
As I said, my granddaughter said, I'll be up on the 1st of August.
Okay.
They're coming up on the 4th, I believe, or the 3rd or something. So they're coming up and get the dust up before the others get here. So the grandma can't run up and down the steps and do the dust thing at all like I did at one time.
Yeah.
I kept to go kind of easy, and I try to use common sense. If somebody say, how do you live a long life or whatever? Of course, yes. I know that I cannot go up and down my stairs. I have a 2-story house. It's fine. No objection to it or anything like that. But I know that if I'm not careful, I could have a misstep. I'm by myself. And
You live by yourselves?
And if I come down step by myself, only the devil gonna catch me. That's all that's about it.
Yeah, we don't.
So,
Wow, so you still live by yourself in your home. Is this the home where you raise your children here?
That I raised my children here, yes.
You raise your children here,
One of my children, my daughter, was born in New York, and my youngest was born in Virginia. The youngest was born in Virginia, and the Lord took him in Virginia. He had an accident while he was there in So now I have my son. I have a son, and I have 4, 5 grandchildren. That's gotta count.
You gotta count. How old was your son, Mother?
65.
Oh wow, so you had your son when you were 40.
He was born here in New York.
When you were 40, okay.
Yeah,
So she,
my daughter was born in New York City.
your daughter, all right. And how old's your daughter?
But we've all been together, close together. Now, my son lives next door to me.
Really?
My grandson and his family live second door from me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All on the portion of property that we born. Are you familiar with this area?
No, ma'am, I'm learning.
Okay. Okay. The Brookhaven Memorial Hospital, you may know where that is. You know
I've heard of it. I'm not sure where it is.
Okay.
This is my first time in Long Island.
This first time?
Yes, ma'am. I came specifically for you. I came just for you. I've lived in New York since 2010. It's been 15 years, and you're the reason why I've come to this. You're the reason. Yes, ma'am.
Bless your heart.
Yes, ma'am.
I love you for it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look for you next Sunday too.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'm gonna be out of town, but I will try. Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you can, they're going to be coming in on Friday, Thursday, and Friday, and most of them will be around until Monday or Tuesday.
Wonderful. Okay.
It's my 105th birthday,
You should be prepared.
and they said not too many cross that bridge.
You're right.
And everybody is trying to be here, trying to come. And
Oh, that's
my
beautiful.
granddaughter from Atlanta will be coming. My grandson, oldest one, is a pilot. If he can get here, he called me. He was in not in Europe. He was in Europe, but I forgot what country.
Like
That he was in right now when he
Germany,
called.
France.
But he's going to try to make it. He's a pilot.
He's a pilot. Yes,
And well, we're just one big family that try to stay out of trouble.
Yes, ma'am. So let's talk a little bit about history, if we could. So when you were born, who was the president?
Who?
Was the president when you were born? Do you know?
Ooh, now you ask me.
Yeah, no, it's I think it was Calvin Coolidge was president. Do you remember Roosevelt? President
Yes.
Roosevelt? Okay, what did you think about President? How was it living during, do you remember the Great Depression?
I was not a very political person.
Okay.
I like to be myself. If I like what you said, like what you're doing, I'm with you 100%.
Okay.
But if I don't like you, I'm not going to be angry or fight or anything like that. But I can go ahead. You have your thoughts
Right.
and your, however you feel about it, and I feel that's it.
Do you remember the Great Depression?
I do.
Okay, what was that experience like?
I tell you, I didn't suffer that much from the depression. When I was young, my parents were farmer life. So I never was hungry.
Got it. Staying
I
down to
was
grow
never
food.
hungry
Okay.
because we raised our own food.
That's important.
You probably worked a little bit for it. I planted many a grain of corn and then took the corn from the stalk after it had developed and had corn. I can remember at one time, Daddy went to get something we're on the farm, and he went to the other side of the farm to get the cows or something, and he came back and he said to Mother, you know, I didn't get what I went for. She said, and why? He said, I tell you, looked, the blackberries were so thick. He said, I fenced the cows off so they couldn't get into the field. She said, no word. Go out there and get that aluminum tub, wash tub. Get papers and whatnot, and let's go. So we went down, we picked berries from the vines on the ground. And word got around how, I never know, and I still, and I don't think my mother even knew. By the time we got to town, people were standing out with pads and whatnot. You got the story?
Yes.
The word was that we had gotten blackberries. People wanted blackberries. They wanted jelly. They wanted to do this and whatnot. And we were the only person who had them.
Wow.
So let's be there when she comes over the hill. You be there with the pail.
And so that's how. So you had blackberries on your land, and that kept you sustained.
Yeah, see, we had about 80 acres of land.
80 acres of land.
So all you do is go out there, you get the blackberries, off the vine. The blueberries off the ground. They came on a bush. Blackberries came on a high vine. And you picked your way through between the scratches to get to the blackberries.
What would scratch you? What scratches?
What scratch?
Yes, ma'am. You said scratches. What scratches?
You never been scratched by
I've never seen a blackberry on a tree. I've only seen it in the market.
Well, they grow on vines, and the vines have little stickers on them that you've seen rose bushes with them.
Yes, ma'am.
Then the berries will grow on bushes just like that.
And you would get stuck, but you were pulling them off at the same time.
Yeah. You push them aside. You maybe take the cane and push it so that didn't get scratched and reach over and get it. Oh, you even want blueberries, you went to the mountainside and got it. And you didn't have to worry about the scratches because blueberries came on a bush, but they didn't have the needles
like the blackberries. And how did your family own the land? Was it?
How did they acquire the land?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the word you want to use.
Yes, ma'am. How did they acquire the land? Yes, ma'am.
Well, I tell you, to begin with, my father did not go to war. acre of land and a mule. You ever heard the story, the acre of land and a mule?
Yes, ma'am. I've read about
Okay, so what happened was that the soldiers had to eat. So some of the men who were not as capable, they didn't think was as capable of fighting or instruct, I can't even say it, being in the war, they stayed on the farm and raised supplies, food for those who were in the service. So Daddy was given the same acre of land and a mule, and he helped to sustain the soldiers who were in the service.
through the food he grew.
Yeah,
So what war was this? World War One? World War Two?
two.
So World War Two, he was given the land.
Yeah,
80
well, he
acres?
started in World War One, but I wasn't quite old enough to remember that.
Yeah, because you would have been
But,
born in 1920. Yeah.
We were always able to sustain ourselves because we had 100 and some acres of land.
That
And
makes it different. Do you
we
still
were-
have the land? You still have the land?
I still have land in Virginia. My my portion of the land in Virginia, yes. And my brother's coming up next week again. They all coming up birthday celebration. But he reminded me, now there's that 7-acre tract is still over there that's in Virginia. He said, I'm still farming it, whatever. And I said, well, where's my share? So when he comes up, he'll bring me something, get raised or something like that, and whatever.
Wow.
But I mean, that's just the phrase, where's my share?
Where's my share?
But it's a congenial thing. We all work together well.
Okay.
And if I go home, happen to go home at the certain season when there's berry picking, cherries on the cherry tree or whatever, apple, we have the farm, orchard, but we have stock for grazing.
Okay.
My brother might come up. I don't know what he's going to bring. He might bring, well, sometimes they bring a nice ham if it's he's just butchered. That's the hog, of course. Beef is the cow. You know that.
Yes, ma'am. I do know that. Yes, ma'am.
So anyway,
I do know that much.
but anyway, the logical thing that you do is what you do. And that's what we were raised to do. Make a living for yourself, and if you didn't get it, it's your own fault.
And was the KKK, did you ever have any incidents or experiences with the Ku Klux Klan?
No, actually, not with the. If you were known in the area, for instance, they knew where the food came from. Daddy was a farmer. He was a Klansman, but he knew he had to eat. So he knew he had to leave the farmer alone. You can bypass him.
Oh, I never thought of it like that. So you're saying because you all were farmers, that gave an advantage that the Ku Klux Klan would not mess with you.
We never were bothered with them. Not at all. But we had all the food we needed. We had food to share. Some they were allowed to harvest themselves. In other words, let's say you had corn to be cut.
Yes.
Very recent that a brainstorm struck me, in that Daddy used to say, okay, it's getting dark, we're going to cut some corn.
Okay.
Now I realize that we were children, underage children. We would go out after dark and we would take the corn from the stalks and whatever, and nobody could. Oh, you had jealous people too.
Okay.
You might say mainly because we were a minority and they were the majority. We had the acreage, however, we were able to raise things that they couldn't. And we had things that they didn't have.
Like what?
Like the thing harvesting from the farm.
Like the blackberry. Okay, understand.
And they didn't have it. Why? Because they didn't have the farm. They're doing the service. The farmer was given a mule and acre of land. A lot of farmers were indigent, not educated, had the advantage of getting that acre of land. But they couldn't do otherwise.
Yeah. And what about black leaders at the time? Who's the first black, would you have, did you know Marcus Garvey? Was Marcus, were you aware of Marcus Garvey when you were younger?
Heard of them, but it just went over your head.
It went over your head.
Mind your own business and take care of things. You have to take care of yourself.
Really?
You got to eat. They have to eat also. Because if sometimes you weren't careful and you didn't share, you would find everything stripped when you got it the next day. They came in, got what they wanted, and were gone by the time you...
From your field. How would you stop that? How can you stop people from coming onto your land taking your food?
How would you stop an invasion like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, normally they knew who fed them and who didn't. They knew whose corn to bother and who's not. And it's, as I said, when they got ready in slavery, they started marching south, marching northward. Word got around. And the same thing, where you pass that cornfield, don't touch that field. Crossing the James River, you go this path, but don't go the other path. Go this certain. Okay, what is that river's name? Just like that.
In Virginia?
Yeah. Right outside of Washington. I can't think of it now. I know it.
The Potomac? The Potomac? Potomac River.
You bypass that at a certain place.
Okay.
Don't go any further. Because if you do, you're going to hit this cornfield. You stay in that certain path and you go that route.
Okay.
Word got back that you go this certain path. You don't go that way. It's interesting how rumors got passed then, just like they do now.
Yeah, so how did word get spread? Because there's no internet. Y'all got mail. Did you get mail?
Yes, we got mail.
Did the mail come every weekday? How often did the mailman come?
as far back as I can remember, as a little girl, our box number was the box 113.
113. Okay.
Until last year when I went there and they had changed that box number to 74.
Wow.
Oh no. When at home, I got a picture of my house, the house I was born in. It was box number 113, and it remained that until last year when I went there and the box was changed.
Oh wow, you've been there all the time.
All these years, I was 100 years at least.
And it never. And did the mailman come every day to that 113 box, or?
Yeah.
Really? So the mailman, okay.
Because we lived in integrated communities,
Okay.
so couldn't pass us without getting. Everybody got the same treatment.
Oh, but if you had to live where it was mostly black people, then maybe they wouldn't have come, you're saying?
In the area that I lived, it was not as segregated as some areas were. Yes, there were areas that you didn't dare go in after dark. But with us, it was not. But there are things that played a part in everybody's survival. We had land. We could, in fact, my daddy sharecropped some of it. He would let some of the farmer use part of the land for the equipment that the farmer had money to buy and daddy didn't have. A sharecropper. So when we got ready to plant the corn, we going to have to go out and plant corn, but the farmer had the either horses, if they still were using the horses, or the electrical, like the tractor and that type of thing. They would sharecrop that way. And then I planted many 3 grains of corn and hoping that 2 of them came up. 3 grains of corn and you got fields of corn.
How long does it take to plant 3 grains of corn?
So,
How long is to plant all that corn? How long does it take?
truth is, good question. Don't know. I know we would start sometimes, and as I said, now, as I look back at it, I may be wrong, and if so, I ask the Lord even today to forgive me if I'm wrong. But Daddy would say, let's go in the evening. Let's go down. It's getting dark. We're going to plant some corn before it gets too dark. But why did we go that late? We were children. We still had certain codes. Children, you had what you call it for young children. They couldn't work.
Oh, really? Young children couldn't work that. Okay.
But that was true with all of them. But there were jealous farmers who would say, if I don't want my child out there planting corn, John can come over and plant the corn. John can bring his children if you want, but don't take my child out there. If you saw you come out with your child, then they would report you sometime. Because they didn't want their child, I would say, contaminated with the soil, but he didn't want you to get it Head Start either.
So the farmers got it. So when you say, Mother, that y'all lived in an integrated community, were most of the people you were dealing with, were they Caucasian people or were they African Americans? The other farmers, most of them.
When I said that they were what now?
You said you lived in an integrated community, yes.
Yeah.
So most of the people in your community, were they Caucasian or were they African
Most
American?
of them owned their land.
Okay.
There were not that many black land owners. We owned the land, and that's why our parents would say a lot of time, we're going to now see who can cut the most corn tonight. We're going out and do it after, because they're not going to let their children cut the corn, but they'll take your child and cut it. But Daddy and some of the other farmers know we're going out to cut corn tonight. We make a game of it. See who can make the largest pack of corn stalks.
Okay.
Made fun for the children to do it. And sometimes you come back in the morning and you find by your plate 3 or 4 pennies. But that you were good. You had done a good job. But he wasn't paying you for doing it. That was just a fun game.
Okay.
Now it would be a different thing. You'd be child
Endangerment, yeah. A child abuse, you got the kid working and
you got it.
So let's talk about that change. I know you've seen a lot of change. You saw the first black president, you saw the pandemic, you saw World War II, you saw Vietnam War, Korean War, you saw Kennedy, you've seen Roosevelt. What's the biggest change that you have seen in your 105 years? What's the one thing you say is the biggest change?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I would say possibly school system, educational system would be probably the biggest change. You were allowed to go to schools that you couldn't go to. Because there was a time when I couldn't go to certain schools. I think an educational system would be
The educational system. I wasn't expecting you to say that, but I could see, I went to Morehouse, and, Morehouse was HBCU, was created because people couldn't go to other majority schools at the time. So I've been blessed to go to Morehouse and Harvard, So I think in 1920, I don't know how many people looking like me would have been there. Although Charles Hamilton Houston did go to Harvard. He was the first black man in 1920. Let me ask you something, Mother. Did you ever know someone when you were younger who had been a slave?
Did I ever know someone
who had been enslaved?
in
A slave. When you were younger, did you talk to an older person who had been a slave? You understand what I mean? So if you're born 1920, you born 1920.
1920.
At 1930, let's say you're 10. If you met someone that was 100 years old. They would have been enslaved. You understand? So did you ever meet someone that told you, when I was younger, I was a slave, or my father or mother was a slave?
Oh,
You understand what I'm saying?
well, I guess I could say my father and my uncle were slaves. Yes. They would, I could safely say that they were slaves. They can, my father and mother were slaves. I came to work at Social Security Board in Baltimore. There was a girl there. I knew I was always was cautious of her. Why? She'd never done anything or said anything to me or whatever, but I always had a cautious feeling about it. And so she, at one time, said, oh, it was my age, that I didn't appear to be as old as I was. Curious, interesting how things can go around. And you can't be that old. Well, that's how old I am. But can you prove it? Yes, I got a driver's license. Oh, you have? You have a driver's license. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. But we'll let it ride at that. So we got disturbed one day about something. And here's my driver's license to prove it. Oh, you were born in Virginia. You know what? My parents were from Virginia. Really? Yes. Well, that was right over the hill from where we lived. Mm-hmm. All right, I think I'll leave that one alone. Then the discussion got rather tough. You know what? When my father and mother were little, that's the way they weren't child or anything, they were little. I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, and yet your parents could do it and whatever. Mm-hmm. You know where you're coming from now. So we talked for a little while, and I said, yes, your father and your mother did this and they did that. My father and my mother did this and they did that. Now, my father and my mother live on a certain piece of land that your father and mother once owned. Excuse me just a moment. Took my book, went to the office and said, now, I just had a misunderstanding with one of the people, one of the co-workers. This girl is under my supervision. I said, but with crosswords, I know she will never accept it anymore. So I'm asking that she be transferred to a different section at Social Security Board. Because when she could, if she couldn't get at me another way, I know she would tackle me from the standpoint of working. And he came and said something to her. You know, I think he said, we're going to make a little bit change. We're going to change some of the persons. He saw I've been in one step to the point. She was going to tell a tale on me. But I told him that something else. If what, I don't know. But I'm positive. And he just looked up at me and kind of closed his eyes, shook his head a bit, and turned and went the other way, sent her to a different department.
So I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. So who was she? Okay, so she's a white woman.
She's white.
And did she?
He was white also.
Okay, do you think they somehow owned the land? I'm just trying. What was she saying? She was saying that she owed your family. I mean, what was she saying?
No, she didn't want. No, she upset. Backed up and said, yes, but your aunt, you have an Aunt Alice, Aunt Mary, don't you? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were our slaves. They took care of this and that at our house.
That's what she said to you?
That's what she said
That's what she said.
at the office. But I knew something was going to come because I knew I knew the history.
Wow. So she's saying, I used to own your two aunts. That's what she's saying to you. And you're her supervisor. We got that on there, right, Josh?
Yeah.
We're recording. Okay, thank you, Josh. Wow.
So
the indignity that our people had to go through.
that's right.
Wow. The audacity for someone to say that.
If you're in a position that you want out of it and you've got a dagger that you can throw it any way, you do it. Some will do it. Let's put it that way. Some will do it.
And the dagger for her is to say, I used to own your family members. That was the dagger.
That we used to own them as slaves.
We used to own them as slaves.
Because it so happened when she found out I was from the same town.
Wow.
Then she found out that we knew each other.
Wow.
It could have stopped right there. It could have stopped right there. But you have a chance. That was the slavery still in her. She's still a child, so to speak, but the slavery was still in her.
Still in her. And you met her in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So you met her in New York.
No, in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, excuse me.
Yeah.
But y'all are talking about family ties from Virginia.
Yes.
How did you feel? Well, you said you felt something, it was going somewhere. When you realized what she said to you or what she was saying to you, how did you feel about that? Did you know they were slaves? Did you know your aunts had been slaves?
I knew the history.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew. So I'll just beat her to the punch, so to speak. If I got there, I got the punch in first. Before she had a chance to say that they work for us or anything like that.
That's a powerful story. Thank you for sharing that. And
But you know, the day would come, for instance, we built a school in East Patchogue, the school district there.
okay, here.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're in East Patchogue. All right, we need to have a PTA, whatnot. Well, I don't know how to do. Well, we just came from the city. We didn't have PTA or whatnot there. Well, all right, we are going to learn. Well, and we worked it out. But come to one of the meetings, school board meetings or something, they said they couldn't come to the school board meeting because I came. Good, you support each other. No, but you always come dressed up, and you always have a hat on, and we don't have a hat to wear. Look, I don't have to wear a hat. I will not wear a hat again. But you come to this meeting and worked it out that way. I mean, something as stupid as, what's the excuse? I know that. They didn't know what they were coming into when they came to a PTA or whatever, because they've never been involved in one, so they were using an excuse. I'll back you off of that one real fast. I'd leave my head home.
And so let's get to so you were in Baltimore. How did you end up coming to New York and why?
To New York?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's an interesting question.
Yes, tell us.
My husband worked or got a job at the Brookhaven National Laboratory.
Okay. Brookhaven National Laboratory.
And let's see how I got to think now exactly how he got it. Oh yeah, there were 3 men. He worked at the SAM laboratories in Brooklyn, and then he went. Both of us went to Virginia and taught school for a year.
Okay.
And then when he was there, he got a call from back it up a bit. When he was there, his usual thing was, you never saw my husband without New York Times on his arm. And he was known as Mr. New York Times. Anyway, he looks in that paper and he sees Brookhaven National Laboratory is opening up. He was teaching on an emergency certificate in Virginia. His was a 1-year appointment, and when he ended up, both of us got an appointment.
Really?
We got it because my father went to the school board when they said that they needed somebody to teach in one of the classes. My daughter has an emergency certificate, but I don't have a teacher certificate. he knew the school board people. Sometimes it's good to know people too. And he told that his daughter had an emergency certificate. All right, they accepted that. They made an exception and gave me a job for coming from New York, transferring to Virginia, because he at that time was without a job, and I had the first child, and I was not working. And came to Virginia. And with that being said, I guess it all comes around to the fact that I got the job, got here, go to school board. Daddy calls back and says, "What's Max? What did you tell me that his job? He has a major in biology." Good. Wait, just hold it just a minute. School board has a vacancy. The fellow who was the biology teacher for the high school no-show.
Wow.
So my husband, a show, no job.
Ah. And so there it happens. So he ends up getting that job.
He got that job.
The importance of being in the right place at the right time.
I mean, I can only say my life has been a merry-go-round.
Really?
It's one that I'm proud of. Sometimes I got to stop a minute and put the pieces in the right junction to come out. But I got it.
I got it. So 105 years, Mother. What is life? What are we here to do? What is life? After 104 years of life, if someone comes to you and says, "What is life about?"
What is life about?
Yes.
Being able to live one with the other, to get along one with the other. Who is this? Oh, is that someone that had long braids?
Oh, that's the minister's son, Reverend's son. Yes.
Okay.
Dreadlocks.
Life is interesting. I mean, now we went through a stage of having the long braids. Then now we cut off all the braids.
They cut off all the braids.
Now they're coming back again.
They're coming. Yeah.
It's obvious. It was in church this morning, and it was in a couple of Sundays ago. I don't know whether the same fellow or not, but anyway,
you probably
just
seen,
happened.
Yeah, you probably seen a lot of that. Things go out of style and come back
in. That's right.
Where we are now in America, 2025, we have a very interesting political situation. What's another time in your life that you can think of that's like now in America with all of the division and fighting? Is this new, or have you seen this in America at another point?
I would say it's not new. It's jealousy more than anything else. It's jealousy more than anything else.
What do you think about the state of Black people? Now, I don't want to assume here. Were both of your parents African American?
Well, both of them.
Your parents Black? Your mom and your dad?
They were both Black, but in complexion, no.
They were light in complexion.
Yeah. My mother and my father. My father was extremely dark, and my mother was white, on the white side.
Interesting. Okay. Was her parents white? One of her. What was her parent? I want to ask this the right way. Was her father her master, or was her father, your mother's father? Was he actually treating her like one of his kids, or was he? Did he?
He always treated her well.
He always treated her well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he never had a attitude, I would say, towards her.
Did you have a relationship with your white grandfather?
My grandfather,
The white man, yes. Did you have a relationship with him?
grandfather on mother's side was white, not white, but very light complexion. And my father's side, he was dark. But I never knew either of my grandmothers. Both of them passed before I was born.
Both of them passed. Who is the oldest person that you know of when you were a kid? Was someone in your family 100 years old when you were young?
I don't think I had anybody up in age, yes, but I don't think any of them reached 100 yet.
Reached 100, okay. Did you believe as a kid, when you were young, did you want to live long? Did you have the desire
To be
to live this long? Yes.
I didn't stay still long enough to.
I like that.
That was good. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I never gave it a thought.
What was your best decade? 20s, 30s, 40s? I'm not asking the year. I'm saying your personal life. In your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. What was your favorite time of your life? What decade for you? Your 70s, your 80s, your 90s? Which is the best decade?
Shit, I hadn't thought about that one. I would say possibly, around early married life. So I would say around my early married life.
Your early married life, okay. What's the best day you ever had? The absolute best day. So I want to, can I tell you something, Mother? Hold on, I want to read something for you. You may not know this, but this is how long, hold on, this is a good preface for this question. You have, y'all gonna love this. Mother, you have lived 104 years, 11 months, and 24 days. That is 1,295 months. That is 38,340 days. So 340 days. What was your best day on earth? Tell us about it.
What was my birthdays on earth, you might say?
Your best day. What was your favorite day? Your favorite moment in all of those years. If it's one moment you point to and say, this was my favorite day, what was it?
Did you help him to concoct these questions?
Yeah.
We honor you, Mother. We want to hear as much as possible.
I'm going to get to the bathroom a little while, too.
Yes, ma'am. I know. We're coming to the end. Yes, ma'am. I know. You think so.
I don't know if I...
Too many days to
can
recall.
answer your question.
Okay. All right. Something to think about, right?
Yeah.
Something to think about. Okay, Mother. So we want to hear you play the piano. I know we've been sitting for a while. And then we're coming to the end. Do you want to use the restroom first, or you want to play the piano?
What preference?
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to play the piano first? And then
What,
we'll be
now?
done? Yes, ma'am. We're coming to the end.
Oh, no, we're not going to do it. You heard me.
Oh, no more piano?
That piano needs tuning. I definitely...
Oh, this one right here does? Okay.
I
We wanted to boy, it would be nice to just get some video of you.
no.
I understand. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Is there anything else you would like to to tell us? I mean, I've really enjoyed this time. I don't want to. I could talk to you for another 5 hours, but I won't.
You could, huh? Well, I'm going to get that bathroom before
No,
another 5 hours.
I would not do that to you. Yes, man. Is there anything maybe for all the people listening? So I do have 2 questions, actually. So after that, then we're done. First question. What would you say? So you said early married life was your favorite time, right? So let's say you're 25. That's 80 years ago. That would have been 1945. What do you say to yourself at 25 years old? What would you say to your 25-year-old self now?
I got a 23-year-old granddaughter, great-granddaughter, who would be, I don't know what I'd say to her, smack sometimes. So, I don't know.
Okay. Yes,
I really,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And last thing because you said so much, for people who are watching and maybe they'll never have the opportunity to talk to someone with so much wisdom. You've seen so much. Okay, what do you say to people who are just interested in life? What would you like to say to them? And, well, yeah, not only, yes, I'll leave it at that.
I would say live the best life you can, be the kindest you can to, and share as much as you can with other persons. I don't mean money-wise necessarily, because that's when sometimes you start out with wrong way. But you want to be able to share your memories maybe, or it could be just working together, doing the cooperation to improve the situation. I came in, I think when I got most involved in life was when I got moved into my home, bought a home, moved here on the island, and went to the school board, and the school board said they're going to build a school, and our big mouth said, yes, if you build a school, you got to have a PTA to take care of your children.
Mm-hmm.
So then who's going to be the president? You are. And that's exactly the way it came out. And who ended up? I did.
Ah.
I ended up, only black face there, but I ended up. Anything you want to know, ran to me. They said they need the kitchen to, no, I said, you're building a new school, you need kitchens to take care of the children with food.
Yes, you do.
All right. So we get it. Then who we going to have as they take care of the food and things? You. Oh, really? No. Not yet. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yes.
But who landed in it? Me.
Yeah.
Yes, I ended up in Cornell, took school, a lesson, and coming down the corridor one evening, oh no! Lady who taught me in home economics in the elementary school, I met in college up there.
Oh, wow.
So, see, if you need reference or anything, stand the back up. How did you get here? What's the situation? I'm in New York. They were in Virginia.
They were in Virginia, yeah.
We ended up in Cornell.
Wow. Small world.
You better believe it.
You better believe it. So what's next for you, Mother? You turn 105
What's next for me?
August 3rd. Yeah. What are your hopes? What are your hopes for the future?
My hopes for the future, I just wish that all these things that are so unsettled in the world in general would kind of straighten themselves out. Now, what do I mean? All I can say in general.
In general. Well, I would love if you could to say a prayer over us before we leave. God has obviously blessed you with long life.
Well, you come out next week and we'll finish talking next week.
Yes, ma'am. Can we get a prayer before next week?
A prayer?
Yes, ma'am.
You
You to
want
bless
that?
us. Yes, ma'am. I would like you to. I want what God has put on your life. So 65 years from now, I can be sitting talking about how I've blessed people for 100 years. So please, Mother.
Our Father and our God, holy,
Yes.
we come to thee, giving thee thanks for something that we had not expected. We ask thee, dear Lord, for guidance, that everything that I've said, any action that I may have made is pleasing to thee. We ask, dear Lord, that you would touch the gentlemen who are involved, give them knowledge, give them understanding, give them patience. Let them know, dear Lord, that there's much that they can do so far as reaching out and helping someone. They're in a field that they can touch, that they can help, and they can lead one to the other in contacts or whatever. We thank thee, Heavenly Father, for every blessing that thou hast bestowed. I pray, dear Lord, for something I say may be a blessing, but above all that I've said is absolute truth and absolute guidance for anything that could come up in the future. Bless, Heavenly Father, keep us in thy care is our prayer. Protect them as they go to their homes, and guide me as I go to mine and with my family. Bless the event coming up next week, and ask them if their joy, peace, and happiness will come. We all will be joined in peace and happiness is my prayer. Amen.
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 Bless you, Mother. Bless you, Mother. Bless you, Mother. All right. You can keep recording. Just kind of, we'll get candid shots. All right, Mother. So we're going to thank you so much for your time. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
you pull me up because that's what
Yes,
I need to
ma'am.
right now.
Oh, you need
Oh,
help?
boy.
You got it.
On my feet, okay. Let me get the.
I'm going to get your
There
cane.
we go.
Okay.
And my cane. And
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mother. All right.
Yeah.
It was
And
been
I'm
such
good.
a blessing.
Yeah.
You are
Hey,
just
you
a
just-
blessing.
Hold still for a moment and I'll be back in in
Yeah.
just a moment.
Yes, okay, perfect.
Yeah, with the-
I'm going to open the door for you.
Yeah, please. Thank you, Josh.